So we're here today with Cliff Robinson, who is a former NBA player, NBA All-Star, veteran player. You've been out of the game now for about 10 years, is that right?
Almost.
And the last team that you played for in the NBA was the Portland Trail Blazers, is that right?
No, New Jersey Nets.
Oh, New Jersey Nets,
Yes.
okay. But you're making Portland, Oregon your home, is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
So you not only live in a legal state, both recreational as well as medicinal legalization there, but you've also now ventured into your own business that is sort of a take on your nickname when you were a player. So you were known as Uncle Cliffy while you were playing, but your new business is now called Uncle Spliffy. Is that right?
Yes.
So could you just tell us a little bit about the business, because you've just launched it recently and within the last year? Is that right?
Yes, we're in our infancy stage. We're still developing products, packaging, making sure everything is cohesive. But we're really focusing on a active lifestyle, sports cannabis. We're really going to be focusing on bringing products to the market that are geared towards that lifestyle. So
that is fascinating to me. So you're really developing sort of a subcategory underneath, blanket recreational, medicinal, but you're highlighting now and focusing on an athlete or a sports-oriented consumer.
Yes.
Okay.
We've identified 4 areas of that we think are going to be areas where we can bring products to the market in those different areas, whether it be focus, preparation, focus, recovery, relaxation. So within those different categories, we'll be able to bring different things to the market. So we're excited about it.
It's fascinating. So you're here at United Patients Group Medical Cannabis Conference in San Rafael right now this weekend. You're about to be on a panel. So we appreciate you sitting down with us beforehand. So we've had a lot of speakers over the last 2 days. One of them that was here earlier today, Jeremy Wolf, he's an artist, he's a photographer, he's a writer, and he was talking about how cannabis actually helped him to focus and to accomplish what he needed to accomplish and to do it in a more effective way. Obviously, there is sort of the reputation of cannabis, or at its more recreational side, of being the exact opposite. It's the stereotype of the lazy stoner,
Right.
Unable to do anything more than eat, laugh, or sleep. So interesting, you're finding that it is a helpful tool for focus within the athlete's world.
Well, I think it's important for people to understand that the cannabis and athletes they pretty much go hand in hand. I know a lot of athletes who partake in cannabis products and use cannabis products. So I know that the products will be welcome to the marketplace. And I truly think it's important for someone who has reached the highest level on their profession and that believes in cannabis and its benefits should step out there. So that's why I really stepped out there. It's always been something that's been perceived as a negative in my life. So it's really about taking that and turning it into a positive and really using that to help this initiative move forward in a positive way.
Right. Well, one of the things I actually sincerely admire is that you've built a career based on not only your athletic ability and prowess, but also on your reputation. And was it difficult for you to basically step out and publicly embrace cannabis?
Not really. I mean, I've been, I was ridiculed over the years and taken off the court for cannabis use. So, for me, it was just a matter of the timing. It was something that was in conversation quite a few times, but not until it came online recreationally in Oregon, and I think it was time for me to put a voice to it. So, like I said, I'm excited about the opportunity to help move cannabis forward in a positive way, and really create a new positive light instead of the negative that's been around it for forever.
Right. So one of the four components of the products that you're developing and whatnot is recovery. So obviously, how many games a year are players on the court? Is it 162 games a season?
Well, it's 82 regular season games, and you
okay.
have maybe 6 preseason games. And if you go into the playoffs, I mean, you can play 100 games
Okay,
in a
okay.
season.
So that's got to be, I mean, obviously you may not be playing every single night, but I can't play 20 minutes of basketball and not be exhausted, but at the NBA level, obviously, it's got to be incredibly hard on someone's physical body.
Well, it's injuries on a professional sports, injuries in sports in general. If you work out all the time, if you're just a regular person that works out all
Right.
the time, to the person that does make it to a professional level, if you work hard at what you're doing, injuries are inevitable.
Right.
So, especially in the NBA season, you're constantly banging, you're constantly traveling, you're playing at the highest level. So the mental and physical stress is quite high.
Absolutely. And so, did you ever have any personal experience with having an injury where an opiate was prescribed for you? And if you didn't have a personal experience, I'm sure you must have had other players in the league that you saw go through that.
Well, players want to stay on the court, so I mean they're pretty much going to take what the doctor gives them to keep them out there. Myself, I was never comfortable with that. I kind of lived the cannabis lifestyle for a long time, so that was always my medicine of choice.
Right,
So that's what I felt more comfortable with. You look on every commercial, there's a side effect to some kind of medicine.
Right.
So I just was never comfortable with it. So I just stayed with cannabis.
Right. Have you seen other players' lives or athletes in general that you are aware of that maybe have succumbed to addiction or worse due to the fact that they were initially trying to deal with their injuries with an opiate?
Yeah, I've seen a couple guys become addicted to pain medications, and the stuff that was given to them to help them ended up being something that caused a bigger issue for them.
Right.
So, this is really about trying to change that around and trying to change that mindset around cannabis and opiates, and just around the whole medicine part of it, because it is a medicine.
Absolutely. So, when are the products already being launched, or do you have a date sort of in mind when that might happen?
Well, right now we're still developing products,
Okay.
sourcing products,
Great.
building relationships. I agreed to speak back in January at a conference, the Cannabis Collaborative Conference, and from there it just kind of snowballed. The
Right.
word got out, and we've kind of had to keep up with the momentum.
Right.
But the website should be launching here this week.
Oh, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
exciting.
Thank you.
Very
We're
exciting.
excited about that. So we'll be slowly getting products up on the website. So
So let's talk about, lastly, the big barrier to some of this. Obviously, there are many states now that are going to start to follow after that. Even the state of California right now, we've got it on the ballot in November to legalize it for recreational purposes. But the big barrier still is at the federal level. Without federal descheduling of cannabis as a Schedule 1 drug, which is known to, or from that definition, means there's no medicinal value whatsoever. Obviously, there's no research or funding dollars going from the government going toward really researching what the possible aspects of cannabis can be. How do you feel about that? What do you think the future holds for rescheduling the drug, and what do you think that our next president, whoever he or she may be, what would you encourage them to do?
well, as someone who has a cannabis-based business, I think it's really important for us to lead the way and being out in front of responsible use. Really taking to educate the the knowledge that's been behind closed doors for years and continue to educate the people and
Right.
make a more educated consumer and try to just be that beacon of light. I say that all the time in Oregon. Let's be that beacon of light that shows everyone around the country that might be skeptics that, look, this can be done the right way if you stay out ahead of it and don't treat it like, oh, wow, it's a stoner culture.
Right.
Be out in front of it.
Right.
And as far as the next president, all we can hope for is that things continue to move forward. Whoever the president might be, that we continue to just move forward, and that's why it's important for business in states who have the opportunity to have it there medically and recreationally to, like I said, be out in front of the responsible use, be
Right.
out in front of changing the culture from a stoner culture to a true business.
Absolutely. I think legitimizing it in the ways that it really should be.
Exactly.
And should have been up to this point is really a goal. So,
Well, really, that's all we can do.
Right.
We can't really, we can try to do what we can as business to continue giving back to cannabis and trying to do as much research as we possibly can to, try to validate what it is that we believe to be true about the plant. I think that's important for all businesses who are
Right.
a part of the cannabis space. So
Right.
to do that as much as possible. But to worry about who's going to be president, I have other things to be concerned about. I just hope that we can continue moving in the direction that we're going.
That's great. So yes, you're right. Shining that beacon of light, being that beacon of light, as much information and reality that you can put toward the actual use of medical cannabis, what its opportunities and the promise of the drug really, and what it can do for people. I think that's really notable. And
Well, there's so much knowledge out there. I mean, we would, anybody who hasn't opened up their eyes to it, I mean, they should just give it a shot. I mean, I'm learning every day about cannabis and the cannabis, its benefits and the whole space. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
well, it sounds like you're going to really have a presence in this moving forward, and that we're going to hear a lot more about Uncle Spliffy. It's UncleSpliffy.com,
Yes,
right? And then
yes.
you have a Facebook page as well.
Yes, Uncle Spliffy is on Facebook.
Okay,
and,
great.
Uncle Spliffy is on Twitter as well.
Oh, awesome. Okay, very good. Well, we'll make sure that we're following you and keeping in touch with you. But I think that it's amazing that people who have the ability to lend a strong voice to the advocacy of cannabis medically and recreationally, I admire you for taking that on.
Thank you.
We wish you best of luck.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.